Hello, everyone. I had a couple of drawings that I finished that I thought I would share today. Um, I have these clients who come see me to get tattooed, and the wife was telling me that she has this weird thing with snakes. So I know she told me that when she was a young child, her dad was an archaeologist, and she would be out with him. Like, I think, well, around this area, there's a lot of like Native American cultures, Chumash in particular. And so I think he gets called like whenever they're going to do constructions on areas, you know, confirming whether an area is burial grounds and that sort of thing. So she was there as a child, and I guess she wandered off. And when she returned back to him, um, she was followed by snakes. And this is when she was a kid. And some Native American elder saw that the snakes followed her and actually brought her in, I don't, made her an honorary member. I can't remember the exact words she said, but she's been inducted into their culture for I don't know what they saw about her. But and then throughout her life, snakes always come out or they're always around her. And we have a lot of rattlesnakes here in California. Her snakes are never coiled up and rattling at her. They're never about to strike. They're always just around. Her husband also has witnessed this many times and told me stories about these snakes. So they became curious about what their spirit guides might look like or their higher self, and so they asked me to look. And I half expected when I looked at her that I might see something like Medusa, somebody with snake hair, like a Gorgon or something, you just don't know, but something to do with snakes. So what I expected is not what I ended up seeing. I will show you. I did a drawing of her. This is actually her, probably her higher self. Um, when when I saw this, it was kind of the opposite of what I expected. I expected to see a woman with snake for hair, and instead I see a snake body that becomes a woman on the upper half. And so I had to look this up, and I used my pendulum to ask questions, and even her, like to see what her name is and things like that. I'm not clairaudient, but they can shake their head no, nod yes, and that kind of thing. And the name I found for her is Shahmaran. I think there's a lot of cultures who talk about um, a being like her who has a snake body and a female upper half. There's in Greece, she was called Echidna, and she indicated to me that she prefers the name Shamaran to Echidna. But when I also looked up, and I was reading about her, it said Echidna was married to a being named Typhon. Um, she had told me that whatever her husband was going to be, she knows it's going to have to do with water. He surfs, and he has said that apparently being out in the ocean is like his church. So I didn't know what to expect when I had a little peek at him, but it looks like this. So he's also very serpent looking, but he didn't have a portion that was human. And Typhon, it says online, can control the weather of the ocean. So that's interesting because my client is a firefighter, and if he can control weather, then being able to control perhaps the direction of the wind might be really beneficial to him. I think he should start practicing. The other information about them is, well, they both had dragons. I saw there was a blue and a purple dragon, one for each of them. And what I read online about her is that she is the creator of serpents, and dragons. Now, this is information online. My pendulum says it's true. You never know whether whether you're getting a real accurate answer from pendulums. Maybe one day I'll be clairaudient and I'll be able to have these conversations with these beings. I found it very interesting, all this information, especially with so many people being incarnating right now who are dragon lineage. So I don't know. She might be the mother, the creator. I know we're all creators, right? We're all creators. So some people may have come down and been creators at the beginning or very long time ago. So they're having fun researching about themselves and reading it online. Of course, it does say that they are the parents of monsters. And they have two kids now, but I don't think that all the stories online are truly accurate. I don't think they're creators of monsters. I think dragons are interpreted to be monsters all the time. So, and they're not, uh, what I mean? They're positive, they're very powerful, ancient energies. This couple is not the only gods incarnate I've seen when I've been hired to do people's spirit guide art. I will talk about another one maybe down the road. I think otherwise, I'm experiencing more issues with the solar flares. I'm wondering how everyone else out there is doing. Friday was pretty intense with the solar flares, and I don't feel it like some people. They feel a lot of pressure in their heads or a lot of confusion or emotions and this, that, and the other. I don't actually feel the solar flares, but it seems to affect my abilities a lot. Um, I'm going to go see the shaman tomorrow and I'm going to get fixed up. But because what ends up happening for me is I get taken back up my timeline to when I was lower vibration. And I don't even realize it until I need my abilities. Like, for example, I decided to remote view a very famous haunted location on, is it Saturday? So Friday was the solar flare that was really big. Saturday, I decided to remote view a haunted location that's not too far away, but I became annoyed that the person who owns the property is selling admission to paranormal investigators and really kind of profiting on tragedy of others. And, I think that's no bueno. If you understand energy lines and you understand what kind of energy that sends to the people involved in the tragedy, then you would understand why it's not good. Anyways, I remote viewed it. I was trying to clear it. I wasn't doing a good job of clearing it. Michael Shaman helped me, but apparently because I had remote viewed before he started helping me, I had gotten a cute little visitor to my bedroom Saturday night. And it was ugly. I'm not gonna lie. It was putting its finger in my face. It was angry. Its head was shaking really fast. You know, the thing is about these things, and I can still see them even if my ability to get rid of it isn't there. Um, the thing is that it's lower vibration than us, and we need to, understand instead of being afraid of things, and having a lot of fear about things that look scary, is that that's lower vibration. So we are higher vibration, and there isn't a whole lot I feel like it can do to us. I don't want to be tested, obviously. We can we are powerful still too. So like let's not, get too crazy, but it was a scary looking thing. And I know that a lot of people would have been scared if they had seen it. I texted my daughter and I said, what's right next to my bed right now? And she said, well, I got rid of it. But when we talked about it later, it almost looked like it had a clown face and it was shaking really fast and it was pointing in my face like it was trying to yell at me and be confrontational to me. But what else could it do? It wasn't like killing me, right? Um, that's all I'm saying is, the things can be scary. They can move some stuff. They might be able to scratch you, but you know, the bottom line is you're still there. You're still walking around and just fine. All right. Of course, ground. bubble up, do protections on yourself. You don't want to let anything in, and always work on yourself. You got to do the work. You can't be leaking energy. You can't have tears in your energy field that lets in these negative things. So even if I couldn't get rid of it, I still can bubble up. I could still, not let something enter my field. So with that being said, I'll be fixed tomorrow and be winging these things in the light myself, like post haste. But I'll be curious, how is the solar flares affecting anyone else? Is anyone else experiencing this kind of stuff? Or are you feeling the actual physical things that I'm not feeling it, so I didn't even know. Somebody told me that Friday was gnarly with the solar flares. Um, and then I saw the Schumann resonances, I can't say it, um, online, and I was like, wow, that really was big on Friday. So no wonder. But the thing is, it sets me back on my timeline. I go to see the shaman. We deal with another thing that maybe comes up that I hadn't dealt with before, and it only makes me stronger afterwards. So, the solar flares are supposed to be burning off density on our planet and helping with the ascension of the planet. And I need to do the work, and it's just one more sign there's something else for me to go work on. And I would implore everyone, get to work, clear up yourself, clear up your traumas, your past lives, your inner child stuff. And continue to ground, grow your energy, protect yourself, bubble up with golden white light and all that. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm sure there's plenty of information online about it. But, you know, comment below all your opinions about that. And if you know of any gods incarnate walking around, I'd be curious. All right. Anyways, everyone, I just want to say have a beautiful day, and I will see you again soon.